Welcome to Fruity Knitting. I'm Andrea.
And I'm Madeline.
And we hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas and holiday season with your family and friends. We're really excited to be releasing a special bonus episode on New Year's Eve. So hopefully you're settled somewhere cozy. Maybe you're sitting in front of a fire, a log fire, with a glass of mulled wine and a new project on your needles. Or maybe you've even got a brand new Christmas gift that you're dying to cast on. Anyway, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, we hope this episode will help you welcome in the new year with lots of wonderful, colourful knitting inspiration.
Yeah, and some of you might remember Bärbel Salet, a German knitwear designer who we featured way back in episode 35 as a knitter of the world. Well, since then, Bärbel has continued to create the most wonderful, colourful and artistic shawls and jackets. And so we're really thrilled to welcome her back for a full feature interview in this special bonus episode.
But before we continue with the interview, we're really excited to say that Bärbel is offering Fruity Knitting patrons a 10% discount on the yarn kits for her shawls. So the exact details are, as always, on the Patreon site, and the link is both in the description box below and on our website, fruityknitting.com. So enjoy the interview, and we'll see you very soon in January. Welcome to Fruity Knitting. I'm really delighted to have the German knitwear designer Bärbel Salet here with me today. You may remember that we first featured Bärbel on Fruity Knitting in episode 35 as a knitter of the world. And back then, Bärbel shared her dream of creating a book that would be filled with all her ideas and inspirations for shawl designs that would combine vibrant colour gradients and bold patterns. Well, Bärbel has made her dream come true, and she's here today to show us her beautiful book and the really stunning shawls that are included inside it. So Bärbel, thank you so much for coming to our home/studio to show us your work today.
Thank you for inviting me. And yes, I want to show you my work.
Good. So I thought, just like I mentioned, you're very, very inspired by beautiful gradients, colour gradients and bold patterns. So can you start by just telling us about your philosophy of how to use colour?
Yes, I love creating colour gradients with smooth transitions. That for me is very important, that I like the colours and they suit me. And if this is the case, I want to wear it more confidence.
Yeah.
And I think colour work is not only to knit with bright colors. It could be, sometimes it could be the same color family with light green and dark green, and sometimes it could be more softer colors.
Like pastels. And,
yes. Yeah. And I think shy people prefer more softer colors because they want don't want to stand in the front. They want to stand more in the back, and they prefer more softer colors. And yes, and it's a pity if you knit a shawl and you don't like the colors. It's not so nice.
Yeah, you won't wear it. And we don't want our knitwear to sit in the cupboard.
Yes.
We want it out on display.
Yes, of course. And my experience of the workshop is that the most knitters want to leave the color comfort zone And then I show them to make a little step of change and knit the new colors, maybe in the border of a shawl.
Okay, so they would just pick a palette that they're very comfortable with,
Yes.
and then just introduce an accent colour that maybe they're a bit...
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think color gradients don't need many colors, maybe 5 colors. And I have here 5 red shades. It's a little bit like a poppies on a meadow. And you can see this color. This is a dark, light green, olive green. And if you see this color, you think, oh, it's a little bit boring. But this color helps the reds to shine more.
Yeah.
And if you see this, and if you change this with a dark blue, you can see this push it back.
Yeah, it makes this duller.
Yes, and I think it's nice to see this color is a good idea for make shine than other colors in your project.
Okay, so the muted, boring colours, I actually like this colour, but
I like it also.
but the ones that we consider muted or boring have a great function because they make the other ones really pop out.
Yes.
Okay, that's really good.
I was on a trip in England and I visited the park Sissinghurst, and you will see the white garden. And you see the plants with this color. The leaves has this colors, and in the front you see the white flowers, and it's amazing. They let the shine with other colors.
That's so true. This is a very Australian green colour.
Yeah.
In the Australian bush, it's all various tones of grey, green, blue, green.
Yes, a little bit like a eucalyptus.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's a good example of how many colours you only need in a fade, which isn't many, is it?
No.
Yeah, okay. And I guess also the way we're brought up affects the way we think about colours, is that right?
Our upbringing affects how we see the colors. And I think colors we didn't wear as children, we don't like it maybe, but when we grow, we see the colors fit me, and it's very well.
Okay, so I thought Bärbel's book was actually published in 2022. It's called Kunstvolle Tücher in German, which translates to artful shawls, and the title here is Knit Artistic Shawls. And I thought now maybe you could just give us a run through of what's included in the book.
Yes, the publisher Melanie Stiebner asked me to write a book, and we quickly chose the idea to show shawl designs, because this is my great passion. And my first thought was, here I want to show you, and it was very important for me to model the pattern, the shawls with my aunt Anna Maria and my niece Charlotte, and by myself, because I want to show each age can wear these shawls.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous photo of you.
Yes, I think so. It's very nice, and
okay, so
it's a great family. Yes, and I want to show you something about my book. Here you can read about my color passion, and I have more than 360 shades in my studio, and I love to create color gradients very much. And here you can read about some stories behind the inspirations. Some stories are very special. And here in the second section you can see all about techniques, and you can learn about holding the yarn and to create and arranging colors.
Color cards, yeah.
Yes, and to make a magic ball and create a shade card. It's very important for the magic ball. And here you can read something about to cast on the first stitches and using my pearl pump technique.
Very good, very clear pictures.
Yes, and I have done a lot of photos and illustrations in my book, because I think it's for the beginners better to learn to knit this shawl.
Yeah.
It's a great project, but I think beginners will get more comfortable to
understand it. So everything is very clear step by step.
Yes, and here you can learn to increase on both sides of the stick and how to cutting the stick and knitting the border in rounds. Here you can see the illustration. And some details for finishing the shawl with a pearl row as an eye-catcher detail, and then you put you knit the border and sew it on the back
sew
side
it on the back side for it to cover the sticks up.
Yes, yes, of course, and then.
Locking
Yes, and then the finished shawl must have, this is my taste, must have tassels or pom-poms.
Yeah,
and
this is a very pretty one.
Yes, and I like this very much. Pom-poms is very nice, and here you can learn about to knit a piping card, and here you will find some recommendations about the materials for making tassels and pom-poms.
Okay,
and
cool.
Then you will find the patterns of my 15 different shade shawl designs, and here I want to show you some designs. And this is example for softer colors.
That's very beautiful. Yeah, very pastel shades there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here you can find an example for a lot of colors. The Rise Like a Phoenix shawl is one of my favorite shawls. You knit this shawl with 20 pattern colors and 20 background colors.
Wow.
But it's good for beginners. The repeat of the shade is only 33 stitches.
Yeah,
It's good for beginners. Yes, and you can also see here. And,
that's another version of it, but in a calmer, like just blue tones.
Yes. And here you can also find my two versions of my Spirelli shawl, one in red and one in black grey. And the black grey version is very elegant.
It is super elegant, isn't it?
Yes.
It looks great in the black dress.
Yes, and I love this photo of my aunt. She is 76 years old and she looks so elegant with this shawl. And yes. Here's an example for a shawl for advanced knitters. Mm-hmm. The botanical shawl. I was inspired by a visit in a greenhouse in a botanical garden.
How wide is the pattern repeat?
The pattern repeat has 100 stitches.
Wow.
And it's a great challenge for advanced knitters. And
so you've really got patterns here for beginners and advanced knitters.
It was very important for me to create patterns for beginners and advanced knitters.
Yeah,
yes.
That's great.
To give advanced knitters a big challenge. Yes.
Yeah, I know. We can't forget advanced knitters.
yes, of course. Yes, and so on. Here you can see more.
Okay, great.
The biggie shawl is very nice.
Okay, and we've got shawls here in person, so we should get on and show you those now. Okay, so we've got this beautiful design here. What's this one called?
This is an easygoing shawl, and it's a great shawl for beginners. And I found this inspiration for this shawl by a trip to England, and I saw a turquoise door in a brick wall.
Okay.
Yes. This shawl is very good for beginners because all the steps for this shawl you will find in my section, book section about technique.
Okay, so they're really taking you through this one. And it's got a small pattern repeat, I can see.
Yes.
Which is really good. Okay.
Yes, and this is my favorite. I love this shawl. I love the color play with turquoise and green.
Yes, me too.
And I was inspired by a photo from my friend Melly. She has a chameleon, and the chameleon named Uncle Titus. And I love the color of this chameleon, and I love the color play with green and turquoise and the sandy tone background. And the piping cord in orange red is so beautiful, and the chameleon has these points on his skin, and this was inspiring for this shawl, and I love this very much. And you need tassels.
What I like is that you've got this very big flowery pattern in the center, but then just like a checkered pattern in the border.
Yes, I like when I knit the main body with flowers, I want to make the border not so flower power. I want to make more geometric patterns, and it's better because this is a frame, like a picture frame of a shawl.
Yeah, good.
And this is the second version. Yeah.
So is this, this has got the same pattern but in a different colourway, and I think we need to turn it around like this.
Yes. This is a black, grey, red version, and it's a model on the book cover, and it's very elegant and more darker and warmly for the winter time, I think. If you visit the opera, I think
it's very elegant and very bright.
Elegant.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very beautiful. And I like also, so here with a grey black background, it really does make these colours so vibrant, doesn't it? The red.
Yes.
And then you've used not a contrasting on the colour wheel, but quite it's a clashy colour to put together, but they're beautiful.
Yes, I like. I like the combination with pink and red.
Yeah,
I like
gorgeous.
it so very much.
Okay, so as we can see, your shawl designs typically use colour gradients, and that does mean using many different coloured yarns all together. So how do you recommend knitters, first of all, pick out and then organise their colours before casting on one of your shawls?
The first practical task in my workshop is teamwork. Each group gets a postcard from me, like this, and they must find the colors in this picture. Maybe like these colors, the apple green and the two lemon greens and the purples and these berries. And then the participants see there are gaps between the colors, and they must find more colors on my color table.
And you have 360 colours to choose from.
Yes, it's very nice for make smooth transitions. And then they find more colors and put this to the card and see, wow, here, I can see the color, and I found the idea for a project. And here you can see more purple and more berries. And then after the participants chosen the colors, they put this in the color wheel and make this from light to dark. Maybe like I can do this here and more here and here. You can play with the colors and also with the purples. Here you can...
Does this one look good there or too dark?
Yes, I think so. It's nice. Here you can see all the colors to play with. I think it's better here. And the participants get an idea for a project, and you can find all the inspiration everywhere. On postcards, in the museum, in the nature, every round.
Okay, so you're doing this, is it like a colour circle? They're all, and I was trying to join this with that, but so this could be a background or motive, and that would be the other one.
Yes, I think you can, this berry tones for the pattern, and this for the background or otherwise, and this nice lemon greens could be for the border, and this for the eye-catching line, and so on. You can play with the colors, and you have an idea to find it on this card.
Okay, okay, that's good. Particularly if you're not sure about the colour wheel and you don't automatically know technically what's the opposite colour on the colour wheel for this or whatever. Often beautiful cards will show that to you naturally, won't they? Yes. Okay.
And another option is to wrap the yarn around on a piece of cardboard.
Okay, yeah.
And you will find a quick result here, and you can see the a harmonious gradient, and if a color not on the right place, you can move it or remove it.
Okay, and so you're just seeing, is the transition smooth or not?
Yes, and you can take it here from this place and put it on another place. Or you think, oh no, the color must go, and you can remove it. And it's also a good, you can see a good idea you can see the contrasting. It's very important for the contrasting, because if you are knitting shawl design with a white pattern and light gray background, you can't see the pattern really clear.
Yeah.
And here you can see this is not a good contrast here. The yellows and here.
Yeah.
Or this one.
Down here, they're both too murky, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're
yes.
not going to stand out.
Yeah. This is a good result, yes.
Yeah, okay. So it's a good, first of all, you do it on this to see if your transition's going to be really smooth. And then you do one for the motif colours and one for the background.
Yes.
And then you line them up to see
Yes.
how they're working. Okay. I think this would save a lot of trouble. Okay. And is that the next step?
Yes, and this is the next step when the participants chose their colours. They're creating a shape card like this, and they note the names of the yarn and note the wingspans.
Okay, wingspans. So that's something you can show us now.
The wingspans is like the wings of a bird.
Yeah.
And when I want to create a magic ball, it's very important to start with the last color of my gradients, because I want to have the first color on top on the magic ball.
Because that's what we start with. So
Yes.
you're winding the magic ball backwards.
Yes, and I want to show you.
Yeah,
and
good.
this is the last color. This is henna, and this need for the first magic ball 4 wingspans.
Okay.
Like this. 2. Whoop.
So this is just an easy way to measure, isn't it?
Yes, it's very easy, and you will see on the shawl. And then you make a small ball like this. And you take the next color. This is paprika, also 4 wingspans, and you put this on this little ball.
Okay, so you just
and
keep
so
winding.
on and so on winding, and then you come to the first color of your gradient. This is ginger, and this ginger gets only 1 wingspan, and you start with the magic ball, and
and it only gets 1 wingspan because it's a tiny bit of knitting, isn't it?
Yes, and this method is very nice, and you can see the certainly height here for each color.
Yeah.
And I knit the first magic ball, and then I can put more or less wingspans. It's a kind of artistic freedom.
Yeah, so you just a bit of guessing.
Yes, I think so. And so on. And there's a exception here. The background colors, I knitted back and forth. The background colors I knit in a circle.
Oh,
when
okay.
I finish with,
Yeah.
I will show you here my. This is on.
So when you finish with your last colour,
Yes, here the last color. Then I start again with the first color, and I knit this in a circle.
okay.
This is the background colors, and these are the pattern colors. And I knit this not in a circle. I knit it in back and forth, because this is the first color, and this is the last color, and I don't like the difference between the colors. It's too much.
Too contrast. Because this is really like dark to light, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And and this color is the eye-catching detail in the shawl. You can see this here. Yes, you can see the stripes, and it's a beautiful color. Cyan is the name. And yes, you can see you knit with the first color, and then to cyan, and from cyan back to the first color.
Okay.
And again. Yeah.
So you go or around this way and then back again. So
Yes.
it's always really smooth transition.
Yes. And now I want to show you the biggie shawl.
Yeah. So essentially you're creating 2 magic balls, one
Yes.
for the motif.
Yes, and one for the background. And it's very practical. If you are traveling or in a waiting room, you only need 2 balls for the pattern and for the background. It's very nice. It's nice,
And in your
practical.
workshops, do people find it fun to make magic balls?
I think so, yes. I have a lot of funny photos of this, yes. But here, the biggie shawl I want to show you, I knitted without a magic ball, because I wanted the pink and the orange in the middle of the blossom. And if I would knit this shawl with magic balls, you doesn't find the spot.
Okay,
with
so
the
you can't
colour
guarantee that the really bright colour is going to be in the middle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So again, that was a bit more guesswork as you're knitting along.
Yes, yes. And a lot of knitters, or some knitters, don't like to create a magic ball. It's a lot of time. You need time for this. And they want to knit the shawl with a special count of rows.
Okay. Yes.
Rows for
Okay.
each color.
All right. So if you don't want to do a magic ball, you can calculate.
Yes, and you can calculate it. Maybe, for example, if your shawl has 300 rows and 15 colors, for one repetition of the color of the gradient, each color need 20 rows.
Okay.
And if you want 2 repetitions, each color need 10 rows. And if you want 4 repetitions, each color need 5 rows.
Okay.
This is a way to calculate it. Yes.
Okay, so that depends. Here, the background colour is all one colour here, but
Yes.
it shows you how small your transitions can be
Yes.
or how big.
And and I have written in my book at the chart the name of the yarn on the side of the pattern on the chart. Yes.
So normally, do you like to get through your rounds a couple of times in a shawl? Have you done a shawl where you've only gone through once?
No.
No.
I like the repetitions, yes.
So is there sort of like a sweet number? Because you also don't want to be changing yarns every second row either.
No. It's a kind of artistic choice.
So you really think it's
Yes.
personal choice?
Yes, it's personal choice and artistic freedom.
Yeah, this is a really gorgeous one as well. And again, you've used geometrical patterns in the border.
Yes, I like this very much, and I want a contrasting piping cord with this lovely greens.
Gorgeous.
Green is my favorite color.
Mine too. Okay, and how long does it take you to actually make a pom-pom?
How long? I have a tassel maker.
Yeah.
And it's a very good thing.
Does it take you a couple of hours? I have never made one. So
No, I think you need 30 minutes,
Okay.
half hour.
Okay, cool.
It's a good material thing if you have a tassel maker, yes.
Yeah. And this one here is a felted ball.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do you
Not by myself.
not by yourself?
It's too much time.
But that
for
actually
one
looks
ball.
really good, doesn't it? To have like you've got 2 balls here. One's the
Yes,
natural
I like
yarn, the
this.
other one. That's really beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so actually, you can learn. I can see that as long as you've started doing a little bit of stranded knitting, you could easily do this. Because another great thing about shawls is it doesn't matter if your gauge is slightly off, does it? Because it doesn't matter if your shawl design ends up being slightly bigger or slightly smaller, it's still going to look beautiful.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and then you've got all of these very clear instructions in your book on
Yes.
how to do beautiful finishing. So I thought we'd actually finish the interview by seeing some more of Bärbel's beautiful designs, because she's also turned some of the shawls into a jacket.
Okay, I want to show you my Maba 2 shawl. I was inspired by this shawl of very nice clothes or dress from the Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. She wore this beautiful colors, gold and teal, the combination, on a dress and a hat. And I fall in love with this color combination, and I want to knit a shawl with it. And yeah, and the teal and the gold gradient is very beautiful. It's one of my favorite. And the eye-catcher detail is also a fine line here with a pearl row and in turquoise. And also you have a big pattern with very...
Lots of movement.
Lots of movements and flowers and so on. I also take a geometric pattern in the border.
Yeah.
And also a tassel.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes, thank you. And this is my crocus shawl. I have knit this shawl with 6 shades of purple. And this is a fine line pattern, and the eye-catcher detail and the view of this shawl is to the border. I knit a piping cord in the color named Spice, and you find this color also in the pattern of the border, and over 8 rows I knit the pattern with 3 threads, and I make a repeat of this color combination, and I like this piping cord very much on this shawl.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
so you've got a little bit of knitting farrow with 3 colours, but it's only in the border.
Yes. Yes. And only 8 rows.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you. Yes, and this is my Sevilla shawl, and I was inspired by a striker mural in a restaurant in Sevilla last year. And I saw a fisherman in his working clothes, and the working clothes was in bright yellow, orange, and red. And this fisherman holding a fish in his hand, and this fish was only painting in grey and black.
Okay.
And it was stunning. This striker mural was stunning and so amazing. And I found there the inspiration of this shawl. And the shawl name is Sevilla. And you can see the shawl of the fish, the color of the fish here in the
grey.
in the grey, in the piping cord, and also in the tassel. It's one of my favorite shawls.
It is really, really stunning.
Yes, thank you.
So did you say it was a mural
yes.
in a restaurant?
Yes. I sit down there with my husband, and I saw the mural, and then, oh, it's so stunning! It's so nice. It's a nice picture. But also, I love yellow and orange very much. One of my favorite colors. Yes.
So this one goes with what you're wearing, the shirt you're wearing.
Yes. This is absolute top, my number one of my favorite shawls. It's called Fancy Lotus Shawl, and I was inspired of fashion magazine, and the model wear a beige trench coat with a pink scarf and a yellow hat, and I fell in love with this colors, and I have here only one color for the background, and this white beige that shine the pink, red, and orange shades. Very special. And the absolutely eye-catching detail is the yellow piping
neon,
cord.
neon yellow.
And also the tassels. I need it.
I love the neo colours that you
Yes.
use. They really do pop out and sort of glow.
Yes, and it's summer. It's a feeling of summer, this shawl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this is a short jacket, Sevilla, and I use the pattern from the Sevilla shawl with grid pattern from the border, also here in the borders of the short jacket. And I love the green and the pinks, and it's very nice. And it has also a raglan shape here. It fits very well, yes.
So essentially, how is the construction of this? How are you doing it? Are you knitting it bottom up in a round with a steek?
Top down.
Top down,
Top
yeah.
down with a steek. With a steek, you can feel here.
Yeah.
The steek stitches
So you've got
inside.
the steek sandwich inside here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you make the increases at the raglan lines, the 4 lines, yeah. And then so on, you can knit to the bottom, and
And then this is essentially like the bottom of a shawl. You're picking up stitches, and so you could even put a piping line here and here if you wanted.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Here I have a small eye-catcher detail with a pearl row. Yes.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
And also it's very important to make here some increases and decreases.
Yeah, so that it fits around.
Yes, it's better.
Much better. And that actually looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, that's great. So how many jackets have you got?
In the last years, only 2, because I knitted so much shawls for my book.
Yeah.
But many years ago, and in the episode 35, you can see my 4th season coat.
That's right, yeah.
But
gorgeous.
it's a long time ago, and this is the latest project.
And I think the short ones are very good. It's less knitting.
Yes.
And yeah, very inspiring. Well, your work is totally beautiful. Your colours are really gorgeous, vibrant, inspiring. And it's been really wonderful to have you on Fruity Knitting. So thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Let's say goodbye to the audience.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. You know the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. You know I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. You know the night's magic seem to whisper and hush. You know the sun